Hey, do you have 30 seconds for some positivity? So, this great question comes from a brilliant creator friend of mine who goes by This Is Your Mother Speaking. They have fabulous content. Go check them out. So, this is a great question, and it's very timely because today is our anniversary. So, this might be a longer post than usual, but I hope you'll indulge me. So, how did Kate and I meet? Well, Kate and I are both in the arts. We're both actors. And the very first time we met, she was playing Brooke in Noises Off, and I was helping to stage their stairfall. So the whole cast was just super anxious because opening night was quickly approaching. And I walked up to the cast, introduced myself. Right as I did, the director called places. Kate wordlessly turned and walked away from me. She recalls that it dawned on her right as she got to her places, and she thought, God, that guy must think I'm so rude. So fast forward more than a year later, and I'm directing Bus Stop, and Kate was ushering for it. I noticed her, and I remembered her from Noises Off. During intermission, I went up to her to playfully tease her, and I said, "Excuse me, Kate, you were being way too loud, and I'm gonna need you to quiet down." And her eyes went huge. Apparently, the people in front of her were being really loud, and she thought I thought it was her. So she begins to apologize, and I immediately start to explain that I was joking and apologizing for the joke falling flat. Not my smoothest moment. We were not off to a good start. But during the second act, I was sitting in the very back and I was quietly taking notes, and I dropped my phone. It sounded like I was beating a drum set. So Kate leans forward, she looks at me, and she goes, "Shh." I had to fight back the laugh. I just loved that she gave it right back. And so I reached out that same night and I asked her if she wanted to go out. Well, we wound up chatting for a couple of days first until finally Kate was just tired of waiting on me, and she replied to this question I'd asked with, "That is a question best answered in person." And I finally got the hint. So we went for coffee and we started dating, and we were even a COVID couple. You know, I didn't think that I was ever going to get married. I just didn't think that it was in the cards for me. But I knew in 6 months that I was going to marry Kate. She is my best friend, and I've never had a relationship that had more respect or better communication. I often say that I have one job, and that one job is to love Kate as well as I can. Everything else comes second. Thank you so much for asking me about this. It let me talk about one of my very favorite topics, Kate.